My name is Joel Vallie. I'm 18 years old. Had a lot of up traumatic experiences, but there's a lot of people here that have too. A lot of just bullshit. Everyone's got to deal with it.
Something wicked, this way comes again. He said, in his words of his citation of prayer, it bends. Clash of tides, they don't remind of death. What's said?
What are your goals? I don't know, make it to at least 30, you know. Hey guys, Joel Vallie from Mediaglitch here, and as you can see, I'm not in the studio today. I'm actually at my house. I feel like it gives it a little more of a personal feel, like one-on-one. Me and you guys, you know, instead of like all the studio, the set, the lights, commercial breaks, all that stuff. And if you've watched the show, you know that I wanted to do this Road to Recovery series. Do something a little more with purpose here on YouTube, or if you're watching this on TV, if it airs later. Because I just wanted to just open up a little bit more about you guys, and I was just totally blown away by the response when I announced it. And if you're new to the show, or you're just watching this for the first time, the Road to Recovery is basically me trying to get back my video game collection that I had in the past that I lost mainly due because of my drug addiction. Man, I don't really know how do you start this. You know, I don't want this episode or this series to be a downer. In fact, I want it to be the opposite. I want it to inspire people that if people who are in drugs, they don't have to be in drugs their whole life. It ruins lives, and my wife and I actually started a drug rehabilitation center down in Mexico, where I spent a third of my life to help, drug addicts and prostitutes off the street. In fact, I've spent a good part of my now sober life just trying to help addicts and trying to help people beat their addictions. And I don't ever judge anyone that is struggling, man, and because I can relate to them. And my goal is just to, with this series, is to help people to know that there's a way out. There's brighter days ahead, So, and for me, it was pretty much all my life. I started doing drugs when I was 8 years old, and man, when I was 13 years old, I was already doing coke, crack, all of that, acid. In fact, when I was 15, I had a really bad overdose. I had taken a lot of acid, and it really messed up my mind for a lot of years. And I'll go more into these stories as the series goes out, but this is just the introduction of what's to come, I guess. And it's just, I grew up in a different environment and stuff. I wasn't I never lacked or had with, my mom was a hard working woman, and she did the best she could to raise all the kids, all my brothers and sisters. And she worked really hard, but we loved to party and we loved our drugs. And I started at a real early age, and with my older brother, who to this day is still probably the coolest person I've ever known. And we did a lot of drugs together, and I say that because he's no longer with us anymore, unfortunately. And I lost a lot of people that were close to me in my life. And again, I'll go through all this in more detail as we see the series, but I used drugs to even cover up that pain and hide that pain. And that's where video games kind of come in to the whole scene, because if I didn't have video games, holy cow, I don't know what I would have done as a younger kid. because I didn't really have friends to go out and play with. I mean, later I would eventually start to get friends, but video games was for me was an escape from life, an escape from what I was living at that time. And I think video games and movies and stuff have always been kind of that break from the world and just a time to relax. And it's crazy because I mean, if I showed you guys, my wrists have been sewn shut, and the multiple suicide attempts that I had during those times, just dark times because of all the acid and the cocaine and everything. And I got in a lot of trouble, and I did a lot of bad things, and that's where I would lose my collection, or I would sell my collection off, or because the drugs had messed up my brain so much, I would have these like total freakouts, and I would break everything. I would destroy everything in the living room, in the house. I'd break walls. I'd punch everything. And I mean, I could show you pictures where like, yeah, that's me freaked out on a entertainment center. The TV and all the video games are broken in another room. And I mean, it was just, and I would have to rebuy it and stuff and try to build the collection. And then, and then finally, it's just like, I had to work on me. And there was a time in my life where I don't even pick up a game controller for 6, 7, 8 years. I don't even know how long it was. I'm still, honestly, I'm still paying for some of it today. I've had several operations because organs and stuff don't work because they got so abused by the drug use. But, man, and I'll probably get trolled in the comment section. People will be like, "Oh, crackhead, coke." You know what? Say whatever you want. Yeah, you think you can hurt? You think you can hurt me? Like, I've been to the bottom, man, and I've risen to the top, and that's what makes this so amazing. As I've done Media Glitch, and I've been talking about video games and just finding that passion and meeting amazing people. Like one of the first people I met is Jimmy from Lots of Games, and now, I mean, we talk on a weekly basis, and we're just such good friends, and having to meet great people like Alpha Omega Sin or Happy Council Gamer, who I talk to on a regular basis, people that are just they're really awesome, and finding a community of gamers who love games has been probably one of the greatest things about doing Media Glitch. I wouldn't change anything because it got me to where I am today, and to have like my wife, who I met maybe 6 months after I had become clean, and she took a risk just being my friend, and we've been together now. I mean, I've known her for 16 years, and she's by far the most amazing person I've ever met, and I'm never going to love another human being like I love my wife till the day I die. And she's given me these beautiful kids, and they're just growing up so different than I grew up. And it's great to be free from that. And I hope this series encourages people like, hey, man, you don't have to live that way. You don't have to. There's a better way, and I'm so thankful for my wife and for God for giving me the strength to get out of all that lifestyle and that addiction. And I don't know if any of this makes sense, guys. I don't know. I just know that I hope this isn't a downer, but I all the other because I got lots of funny stories to all the games that I'm trying to get back in my collection. And I even have I have a list here, and I'm going to share this list with you guys, and you can kind of follow me and see, because I'll put up a link so you can see what games I'm still looking for. The highlighted games are the ones I've already got, because I do have some already that I got. And it's funny, when I was making to do this list took me a long time, because just trying to remember everything that I had. And it's not like I had every game all at once, It was like I would buy a Nintendo, I would sell it or trade it for another system. And then later in life, I would go, oh man, I want to get that Nintendo game and that game. And then I would get a whole nother set of games. And so sometimes it looks like my Nintendo collection. I have, Mega Man 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't have 6 because I never got into it. I was like already on Super Nintendo or something. But at some point in my life, I've had 57 games for Nintendo, and or like for the Super Nintendo, I've had 45. And you know what? You're not honestly, none of these are really expensive. Like you're not gonna see a Chrono Trigger on here. You're not gonna see an Earthbound. I've never even played those games before. I want to. Would I love those games in my collection? Yes, but it's not on this list because I didn't own that. I never had that. It's funny because when I was making this list and I got to like TurboGrafx 16, I thought, oh man, I love that system. Man, I wonder how many games I had. I thought the list was going to be huge, and I had 11 games. That's it, like 11 games. And I would think like the most expensive thing to buy is probably gonna be the Turbo Duo, because I actually traded the Super Nintendo for a Turbo Duo, and it's a long story, but because I wanted to play Ys Book 1 and 2, and that's probably the most expensive thing that's on here. I don't know. Yeah, because a lot of things I don't know the prices for. I never collected or started collecting because, oh, it's worth this much or this much. I just started collecting again because I love these games. A lot of the games I have are not necessarily games I've owned, but games I rented at Blockbuster and stuff. This list is games that I've owned on myself. And oh man, this is just so many memories. Like looking at this, the Sega Master System. I thought I had way more Sega Master System games, and I only had 15. That is crazy. I only had 15 Sega Master System games, and you'll see. There's not very many games. There's some games that I had boxed, but not very many. A lot of these, and I put boxed on them, like Battle of Olympus. I had boxed because I used to draw that cover all the time. I don't know how many times I've drawn that cover, and I just love that game, and I want it boxed. So I mean, you'll see I put boxed on there and stuff, but and almost all my like the Sega stuff, Master System, Genesis, it was really easy to keep it boxed, back then, and anyone who played the system knows that. It's funny, Game Boy. I thought I had a ton of Game Boy games. I had 5. I only had 5 Game Boy games. So some of these now Sega Genesis was the system where that is probably my favorite system. I had so many games, and you could see it's so funny because I sports games are kind of frowned down upon, especially in like the retro market and the collecting and stuff. But man, there was a time where Joe Montana Sports Talk Football was mind blowing to me and all my friends that the machine was talking to us. And of course we have Gears of War and we have all these games that is like dialogue central. But back then we didn't like that was new for us, and it was just so wild. And I got like Tommy Lasorda's baseball. I have John Madden Football 92, John Madden Football number 93, and then it turns to Madden NFL 94, NBA Live 95, 96, NHL. Like the NHLs on the Genesis, everyone, 94, 95, 96, 97. So a lot of these are just, they're not going to cost a lot. But what I want to do is, as I get them, make an episode on it and tell you these stories and tell you a little bit more about the addiction and the struggles and getting out from time to time. But just like, I don't know, invite you on this road, this journey, because I actually started this journey. You can see there's games that are highlighted. I don't know if you can see it or not, but there's games that are highlighted because I had already started taking this journey, and I thought, why not take it with you guys, And when I mentioned it the other day, and on that video when I was thinking about quitting YouTube, the response was just so overwhelming, and I thought, wow, people really are interested in that. And so, first of all, thank you, And if you're watching this for the first time, this show and you're like, what is going on? Because this isn't how it regularly is. Because we do reviews and it's a live TV show in Albuquerque, but and so this isn't the norm. This isn't the norm. But I definitely want to connect with you guys because we have a lot of people watching the show now. I mean, not on YouTube. It's not that big yet. I mean, if you can share, please help us get our subscribers out. But TV, we have a lot of viewers. Anytime I run into someone in the street and they say, "Oh man, I watch a show," it's never I watch it on YouTube. It's always I watch it on TV. So there's a lot of people out there that are watching. And Albuquerque is kind of just a drug haven. It's just there's so many addicts out there. There's so many people struggling with it. Good people, good-hearted people, man, that are just stuck. They're stuck in this, and hey, maybe it's inspiring to see someone that's not. Maybe it's inspiring to see someone that has an amazing family, an amazing life now, and an amazing friends and a network of people, and that they know, hey, maybe that could be me. Maybe that could be me. So I don't know. I don't know if any of this makes sense, guys. But I just welcome you to the series. My goal at the end of this thing is when I get it all done, is to put it all on Blu-ray and just a huge documented journey, of what's getting this collection back, and so I don't know. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this journey. If you haven't liked or subscribed, please do that. And let me know what you guys think about it. And the first episode, well, next time we'll just get right into it. I'll show you a game that I bought, and we'll get into it. I want it to be high production, maybe a skit, funny skit, stuff like that. Just more fun and creative and different, because I really want this to mean something in the end. I want people to watch it all and go, that's pretty awesome. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you soon.